If you laugh really hard for 2 to 3 days straight, it'll give your heart an arrhythmia and you die. I wish I was making that up. Oh, that's not right, dude. You just curb stomp his nuts in.
Oh, so you admit that I'm curb stomping? Is that what you're saying?
I can say that because I've played Gears. It's like you couldn't say like a boss until you watched the video.
But I've watched the video. I can say as many times as I want.
Yeah, but you haven't played Gears, so you can't play curb, so you can't say you curb stomp.
Really? You're gonna play that on me?
Yes. You're force pushing all these people.
Yeah. It's fun.
Until you shoot him in the face.
All the faces.
You're gonna unicorn any of these people. For those of you who don't know what to unicorn something, it's
For those of you that are for some reason at part 24 and haven't watched the previous 23.
Yeah, we didn't explain it either though.
Screw you.
Yeah. Why would you start at 24?
That's like
it's 5 videos from the end. What's wrong with you? Anyway, to unicorn something is to take a sharp implement that is long and hit something in the forehead with it so that it sticks in and creates an artificial horn. If you don't know what this is, go to roosterteeth.com and look up things to do in Skyrim, unicorns. Use those as the keywords for your search, and you'll find the appropriate video.
Yep.
Where Gav does almost no work whatsoever, and Michael has to do all the dangerous ones.
Hey, what's up?
Yo, space bitch. Hey, I know I forgot your mother's birthday. All right.
I know I forgot our anniversary.
But you know what? I'm getting a tattoo right next to my watch. And it's gonna say your anniversary is.
Quick time event.
Like
Dude, I don't want to know what happens if you fail this.
You get married. The worst ending ever. Hey! Like, hey, you did your makeup.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll get that tattoo of our anniversary next week.
Yeah, totally.
As soon as I remember when our anniversary is.
I just thought of something.
I'm gonna get so much flack from the married people watching this.
I don't care.
I'm kidding. Married people are so miserable they don't have time to play Xbox. I'm gonna get that one guy that had enough time while his wife was at the grocery. Fuck you.
While he was at the grocery?
While his wife was at the grocery store.
What's wrong with your grammar today?
We're on the internet. Fuck you, internet. I'm not gonna pull up the fancy English for you. I are not gonna bring out that there fancy English for ye.
Y'all.
Daggum.
I hate that word so much. Y'all. I don't know why anybody even wanted to come up with that.
Here's the thing about y'all. When I was a kid in kindergarten and we first moved to Tennessee, one of the questions I asked my mom on the way down here was, now that we're moving to Tennessee, do we have to say y'all all the time?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How did that end up?
She just gave me a look. She just gave me that all-knowing parent look. The one that says, what's gone wrong with my child? I think Quinn gets that look a lot.
He does.
And we're back in the vintage suit, because saving never goes out of style.
Not even the 2500s.
Nope.
When Halo takes place.
Shut up. I thought it was like the wars or whatever start during the 2200s, like all the civil wars, right? What like when all the colonies are like, "Fuck you, Earth,"
and just go out and look for planets to colonize on.
Yeah, and
that may be right.
The Civil War that they're fighting when the Covenant show up.
No, that happens 300 years later.
Yeah, I know. It takes a while for the Civil War to get ended.
What?
The Civil War in America lasted quite some time. Now think about that on a galactic scale.
Wait a minute.
The colonies fought amongst themselves anyway. Have you not seen Halo Legends?
Yeah, I've seen Halo Legends.
Did you watch the Cortana bit?
Yes.
Both of them?
Both of them. Yes, I've seen both of them.
And you should know that the colonies just keep fighting each other because they're dicks.
That was right before the Covenant showed up,
it-
though.
It started off like banditry and stuff like
We're
that.
in chapter 12 now.
Pirates.
We're not talking about this.
We're talking about this.
Okay.
Right.
I don't even want to argue about not arguing about something. Arguception.
You know, just for that, I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm going to bring it up later, though.
What?
I'm going to bring it up later, though. I'm going to do my head bob.
Well, better later than now, because
Well, Halo.
I don't really care.
I'm totally hey, there's the one-eyed bitch. Does she get her eye back eventually?
I have no idea.
She at least cover it up so it's like some sort of gross hole staring
Yeah,
at you.
she's got it covered up right now.
See in this
There's a white patch sort of thing.
Just put some gauze over it, like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's basically what she did.
She stuck a wad of toilet paper and it's like, yeah, it'll be fine. Space toilet paper.
From the space bathroom
What do they call it? A lavatory in space.
Does it really matter what they call it?
Well, in British space they call it the loo.
Yeah.
In space.
Space loo.
Space bog. If you listen to the recent podcast, you hear Gavin call porta potties a bog. And he's like, it's just any toilet in general.
Any toilet in general in London.
Yeah, and they call it a bog.
Seriously, he comes up with the most random crap that we've never heard of.
No, you should hear him. You should hear him.
But yet he comes up with one thing that's actually true. Shrove Tuesday.
And he said it wrong. He said Trove Tuesday, and it's Shrove. And Appletizers.
Appletizer.
Everyone just puts an Appletizers.
Yeah, that's just retarded. I mean, it was bad enough.
And
You
just
come up with Appletizer, but you want to shorten it to make it sound like it's something completely different.
and just think, Ethan spent a week in this country.
Oh, yeah, he mentioned that. He's like, it feels like I'm surrounded by 6,000 Wyomings right now.
And I'm like, stab him with a glowing sword. And he's like, they don't allow knives in London. I didn't say anything about a knife. I said a sword. They have swords there. That's where they make them. You can't find one medieval blacksmith in all of England. You can still find druids in England. I'm guessing they're still blacksmiths. Did you know that? You know druids still a legitimate religion?
I did not know that. I thought that was dead.
No. As a matter of fact, the English government allows the druids to go to Stonehenge, where it's usually like roped off or whatever to visitors.
Uh-huh.
They allow them to use Stonehenge one day a year on one of their holy days. To do a ceremony.
Did not know that.
You know who didn't know that? Brady Powers. AKA, we call him Stonehenge after he fucked that up on the test.
Brady Stonehenge Powers.
Yeah, that's what we called Stonehenge the entire time. From then on, it was like the first month of school. Like just halfway through the first month somewhere, and we made so much fun of well, I did anyway. I didn't call him Brady after that. I always called him Stonehenge. He's so stupid.
Is he as bad as Quinn? Honestly.
Rubies conduct fire.
Seriously, I'm asking a question. I want you to answer it. Is he as bad as Quinn?
No.
Okay.
He was in shape. What? Brady Powers was in shape. Your brother.
You know he's actually not that fat.
I know, but he's slowly turning into the blob.
What?
It looks like he's slowly turned into the blob.
He's actually lost a lot of weight.
I know, but since when did he start gaining weight? In high school?
You know he's just a sophomore right now.
Yes, in high school. I'm like, the first time I remember talking to him, he didn't seem that big. He didn't seem as big as he is now. Have you seen
Well,
now
he grew a beard since then.
Oh, the blood trail. That's never a good sign. He grew the creepy mountain man beard.
I don't know why he still has
I
that.
thought of something.
What?
They know how the Rooster Teeth podcast always takes that dark turn. They realize they're taking the dark turn. Like, do anybody have any creepy stories that aren't gross? And Bernie told us one that he read on Reddit about this like former paramedic who turned interstate salesman. And he's like, you know what? I was using interstate, but that is actually a longer route than taking the mountain roads through the Appalachian Mountains. And we live near the Appalachian Mountains, so we know that's a terrible place to be at any given time. Even more so if you watched Wrong Turn, or Wrong Turn 2, or Wrong Turn 3 Dead Ends. Never take the mountain roads, they're terrible. You'll get murdered on them. So this guy's taking the mountain roads, and it gets dark, and he's still on the mountain roads, and he thinks he's lost, and he's almost convinced that at some point the 2-lane highway is going to turn to a gravel road, kind of deal. You know the areas I'm talking about. That's underdeveloped. And he comes around a corner, and he comes upon what appears to be the scene of a recent car crash. There's still cars with their blinkers on, and there's people lying in the road, covered in blood. And this guy's a former paramedic, so he's like, oh shit, I need to stop and help. I seem to be the first man on the scene. And he's like driving up close, and he doesn't know what, but something's not quite right. Something's just a bit off.
I wonder what it could be.
And so he's like, you know what, I'm going to drive past, I'm going to pull up 40 feet ahead, I'm going to come back and make sure I'm out of the way, then I'm going to come back and make sure everybody's okay, I'm going to call like paramedics. So he drives around. He pulls up like 40 feet. He looks back, and all the people that were lying on the ground were sitting up, looking at him. And there were people coming out of the bushes on either side of the car crash, just staring at him in the backwash of his brake lights. Trying to sleep tonight. Shut up, dude. We're in the country. There's no bushes on the side of the road. It's all nothing but like fucking cow patties and stuff.
That actually did creep me out a bit.
So if you happen to be a group of mad mountain people, look up Cold Cream.
Really? Really? You just used my last name again?
Oh yeah, remember that? I'm trying to remind you to cut that out later on. In the creepiest way possible. If you don't cut it out, you're going to get murdered by a bunch of mountain people that are going to come to your house. I think you're just leaving your treehouse until you're safe. They'll never think to look there unless they listen to this part of the audio.
I'm a dead man.
Go to Kentucky. Go to Kentucky quickly before the hill people come for you. Go to Kentucky, the land of the mountains. Kentucky sucks so bad. Here's how I know Kentucky sucks. Alright, you're in like what, Louisville, doing your school thing?
Yeah.
That's the part of Kentucky that's not like white trash people marrying their sisters Kentucky. I know, I've been to Hazard, Kentucky.
I've been told about Hazard, Kentucky.
It's every terrible thing that they say it is. Okay? I'll just say that right now. Hazard, Kentucky, not a good place for you to be if you plan on...
From what I've heard, it is not.
If you plan on living in some sort of civilization, Hazard, Kentucky is not the place for you.
So, we're on this giant drill
trying
to get to the government sector.
The giant meat grinder.
And,
I think you just hit something.
What?
I think you just hit people. You might want to get out and make sure you didn't kill a giant group of mountain people. Might want to check.
Wait a minute. We're killing mountain people? Good. They wanted to kill me.
Oh, great. They're definitely coming to your house, dude. But you're insulting them. You're insulting the amount of people in the